Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Laura Train Mama. Today we are having a look at the third story contained within this Thomas and Friends annual. It's from the year 2024. Plus, we'll be looking at that storytime quiz. So let's dive in. This story is called Biggest Adventure Club. Enjoy. It was an exciting day on the island of Sodor. Thomas had found a map in the water tower. And it wasn't just any old map. Thomas, you have found the map to the Crystal Cave, puffed Gordon in surprise. The engines had all heard stories about the mysterious Crystal Cave. It was said to be filled with crystals of every colour and home to a sparkling crystal train. Some people don't believe it exists, said Percy. He stared at the map. Look, it says the cave is in the old mine. Thomas couldn't wait to find out more. This is a job for the Big Adventure Club, he said. Sandy wanted to join the club too, but the other engines weren't so sure. The mine is dark and scary, said Percy. You're a bit little for this adventure, said Thomas gently. Humph! Sandy didn't feel little, and she never got scared. She steamed off to find Diesel. When he heard about the Big Adventure Club, he was cross to be left out too. Let's start our own bigger adventure club, said Sandy. Then we can find the cave before them. Sparkling idea, grinned Diesel. Meanwhile, the Big Adventure Club was ready to roll. Percy had stocked up on gadgets, lights, and a snorkel. An adventurer should be prepared for anything, said Percy proudly. But Percy didn't feel brave for long. Inside the mine, it was dark and super spooky. The engines bumpety-bumped along the rickety roller coaster rails. There were so many bumps and bends, the friends were soon completely lost. Maybe I should have joined the littlest adventure club instead, whispered Percy. Sandy and Diesel were having better luck. They had already spotted sparkles in the mine walls. Crystals, gasped Sandy. The Bigger Adventure Club is on the right track. The crystals led the friends deeper into the mine tunnels. The tunnels got smaller and smaller until Diesel couldn't go any further. He was too big. Wait, he called out. The twisty tunnels were no problem for little Sandy. She had already zipped off, all on her own. Oh no, thought Diesel. Sandy would be very scared without him. Back through the tunnels, Diesel nearly crashed into the Big Adventure Club. Thomas, Percy, and Carly were zooming around in circles, still completely lost. Get us out of here, said Percy. Suddenly, Sandy's voice echoed in the distance. Woohoo! Woohoo! Sandy's lost too? Asked Percy. She must be really scared on her own. But Sandy wasn't scared at all. She had found the Crystal Cave all by herself. Epic! Shouted Sandy. Everywhere she looked, giant rainbow crystals sparkled in the light. It was beautiful. Sandy's excited voice led the engines all the way to the cave. The crystal train sparkled above the engines. Whoa! The friends cried. I'm sorry I said you were too little, Sandy, blushed Thomas. You are definitely big enough. And brave enough, giggled Percy. Let's start a new club for all of us, said Thomas. The Biggest Adventure Club. And for our first adventure, said Percy, let's find our way out of here. So that brings us to the end of the story, but let's leap in now to that storytime quiz. Question 1. What did Thomas find in the old water tower? Was it A, a sheep, B, a map, or C, a crystal? That's right, it was a map. But remember, it wasn't any old map. It was a special map that led them to the cave. Question 2. Who did Sandy ask to be in her Bigger Adventure Club? Was it A, Sir Topham Hatt, B, a cow, or C, Diesel? That's right, it was Diesel. Question 3. Where was the crystal cave? Was it A, in the old mine, B, the Lookout Mountain, or C, Cannonball Curve? Did you guess right? It was A, the old mine. If you guessed the old mine, well done. Question 4. What was inside the crystal cave? Was it A, rainbows, B, a crystal train, or C, birds? That's right, it was a crystal train which was above the characters as they came through. So that really does now bring us to the very end. How many questions did you get right? Let me know. Did you enjoy the story? Drop a note in the comments and let me know all about it. Don't forget to hit the like button, really helps me out, and thank you very much. And maybe join us again. We'll be covering story number 4. See you there.